Hey, this is Mike with Montrose. If you just purchased a Massey Ferguson GC model tractor, you got a great little tractor to work with here. This video will take you around the different aspects of the tractor and the levers and the buttons and explain what they all do so you're comfortable operating the tractor when you get it in the field. Let's get to it. We're going to start with the dash of these tractors, and once you're on the seat where I am right now, you may notice your knees are a little bit close to the dash, and if they are, I got good news. There's probably more seat travel in these tractors than any other of the competition on the market. So we're going to go over here to the right side of the seat, and there's a little lever right here that adjusts where your seat goes. And so get that seat all the way back. Even if you're a tall guy, you'll be comfortable on these tractors. Okay, we're looking at the dash. We're going to look at the controls. First off, if you're driving down the road, this is your emergency flasher right here. You've got left and right turn signals right here, and you've got work lights right there. On the other side of the dash, there's a little button right here, and this is actually a cruise control. If you're going down with your hydrostat and you've got your hydro pedal down, you can push this right here and hold it, and it will hold your hydro pedal at the place it is. So it's kind of like a cruise control. Now to get out of it, you'll want to tap your hydro pedal, the one that you've got set, and it'll come loose. Okay, we're going to go around further here to the right. This is the throttle, and if you're doing loader work, you want to keep it at fairly high RPM. If you're running a brush cutter on the back, your rated PTO speed, or the sweet spot where your PTO works the best, is 2,500 RPM, and that's noted by that 540 and the PTO symbol right there. So you want to keep it at 540 PTO speed or 2,500 RPM when you're operating a PTO driven implement. If you're operating your loader, of course, the faster your engine is revved up, the faster your loader is going to work. And talking about the loader, right here is your loader control. Pull it back and the main frame of the loader goes up, push it forward, and the main frame goes down. Now, the hydraulic system is designed on this tractor, as with most tractors, where if the loader boom is up in the air and the engine is shut off and you push it forward, it will go down. It will let the hydraulic fluid circulate. So what we want to do, if there's a reason that you want it to stay in the air, there's a lock right down here underneath the dash, underneath the key. And if you've got the loader up in the air for any reason and you want to lock it there, that keeps this lever from moving back and forth, and that'll keep you from having it come down. So remember, if you're going to be under it, I like to brace it with an extra, like a channel iron or something underneath the hydraulic cylinders if it's up in the air. But at least lock it with this lock right here, and that's what this little lever right here does, and it turns clockwise to lock, and that locks your 3-point in, and the other way to unlock it, or not 3-point but loader. And again, that's your loader control. That makes the main frame of the loader go down, that makes it go up. Side by side makes your bucket tilt and curl. Okay, while I'm here, I'm going to also show you your hood release is right here in front of the steering wheel. And if you push that forward, and it's hard to do holding the camera, but if you push that forward, your hood comes up and you can access the engine compartment. Okay, while we're here, one other thing, the park brake is right there, and your brake on a hydro is on your left side, and there's your brake pedal right there. So if I want to lock my brake, I depress my brake pedal. I've actually got it locked right now, but push that down and that locks the brake in place. And to get out of it, just tap the brake and you're out of it. But if you get off the tractor, you have to have the hydrostatic drive in neutral and the park brake locked, and that's where your park brake is right there, and it's got a P right beside it. Okay, going on around, we've got a bunch of levers right here on the right side of the operator, and we're going to go over what they do. This is hydrostatic drive, and you've got a 2-speed hydrostatic drive. You've got the rabbit and you've got the turtle. If you're running across the field and you want to go as fast as you can, a lot of times if you're brush hogging, you'll be in the rabbit. But if you're going up hills, or if you're trying to do loader work, you probably want to be in the lower range of hydro so you don't stall out the engine. This right here raises and lowers my 3-point on the back of the tractor, and it's a lever just a little bit to the left of the hydrostatic drive range lever. And right here is my 4-wheel drive engagement, and I probably want to engage 4-wheel drive anytime I'm using a loader to have traction. And while we're talking about that, if you get really stuck, four-wheel drive is actually three-wheel drive. It locks the, the front wheels in place, but the back wheels is only one wheel locked in place in four-wheel drive. So if you want a true four-wheel drive, there's what's called a differential lock. And that's right there. And you have to be really stuck to need differential lock. But if you push that lever down, that's going to lock the back wheels together and the front wheels if you're in four-wheel drive. It's probably going to eliminate a lot of your steering, but it'll get you out of, if you're really stuck, it should get you out of that mess. So that's differential lock right there. And then four-wheel drive engagement is right here. So those are those levers. Right there is where you fill up your fuel, and of course it takes diesel. You have a retractable seat belt. Anytime we operate the tractor, we want to use the seat belt. All right, I'm going to climb off the tractor real quick. Okay, now we're on the left side of the operator, and we've got a bunch of controls here that I want to explain. We've actually got two PTO engagements, and the reason we've got two is because one is for the back PTO, the rear PTO, and the other is for the mid-mount PTO. This particular PTO engagement right here engages your rear PTO. It tells it we want it to work, and you shift it back here to 540 and your rear PTO will work. Now if we happen to have a belly mower on the tractor, this operates the belly mower, and if we want it to be engaged, we have to push this lever here, and that tells it to engage the mid-mount PTO. So right now both are in neutral, so neither PTO would engage right now. But if I want to engage a rear-mounted brush cutter, I'll put this in 540, and then this engages either PTO. And you don't have to clutch or do anything. You just have to throw that lever forward, and as long as one of these is engaged in PTO, either the mid-mount or the rear, when you engage this lever, that's going to turn on the power takeoff. And when you're done, just kick it out like so. Now, if for some reason you forget and you leave this lever engaged and you disengage your PTO back here, and that's really not how you should do it, you may notice the tractor won't start. This has to be in neutral in order for the tractor to start. Okay, we got a couple of little controls right here I want to go over real quick. This one, and if you don't have a belly mount mower, this won't do anything. This is the depth control, the height control of your mid-mount PTO or mid-mount belly mower. And if you don't have a belly mower, you won't use that, but it's easier for the manufacturer to put that in versus taking it out or having a dealer installed option, so it's on all tractors. This little knob right here is kind of important. This adjusts how rapidly your 3-point's going to go up and down. And if I turn this all the way in, my 3-point is going to lock in the up position. And a lot of times folks try to adjust their seat using this, and pretty soon they get it turned all the way in, and that stops the flow of hydraulic oil to the back of the tractor. So if for some reason your 3-point won't go up or down, see if this knob isn't turned all the way in, and the further out it's turned, the faster your 3-point's going to go up and down. And I think that pretty much covers all of the controls on this tractor. These are great little tractors. They're heavy built. One thing I really like about them versus the competition, they're metal hoods, heavy belt loaders, great visibility, good little tractors.